here's the steam box I put together. I had some old planking. It's the same stuff that I'm going to use to put on the some old shelving. I'm going to use it for the strong back. There are those spacers I need to get in place. But yeah, I just used clamps because the wood was kind of warped. And anyway, there we are. Let's see if I can get some nice long steam box, 6 feet long. It's got some spaces, ain't pretty, but what are the lines? I can't help about the shape I'm in. I can't sing I am pretty, but my legs are thin. Don't ask me what I think of you. I might not give the answer that you want me to. Oh well. Anyway, here is the steam box. I have this turkey fryer. I may or may not add a gas can to that. Right now I'm going to drill holes for the dowels. These are 1/2-inch dowels. You want to see a really pretty version of this, Art of Boat Building puts together one, and it's just gorgeous. Here's the finished box. I'm doing this long ways because I got it stood up, but notice I got cut off there with a phone call. But anyway, bottom line is make sure to transfer the measurements from the far side when you bore these holes, or else they'll be misaligned. As I showed in an earlier video, I had to point them anyway, so they look like that. They stick out a little bit, but you know what? That's wonderful. Only one was loose. I'll slather some glue on it. So I put together a chart. Oh, that looks awful. I'll do it like this. See if I can get the whole thing in there. There we go. So here it is. Scrolling through all this stuff. And green is complete. Blue is not yet done, but not critical. Yellow is within 2 weeks. And red is if it's past the deadlines I've set. The deadlines are really unrealistic. Here's making the center board. Cut out the plywood, glue up, cut out PV hole, shape 4 and trailing edges, melter epoxy lead into holes, apply fairing and epoxy. And here I've got everything done except for I've got to finish the fairing. And then for the rudder, I've got the plywood cut out, I got it glued up, I got to shape the trailing edge and do the fairing. I'm going to finish shape the trailing edge on the rudder, and then I'm going to do both the centerboard and the rudder at the same time for doing the final cleanup. Now the rudder will still have some work to be done in terms of putting in gudgeons and pintles and the like. But that's going to be saved for later. This will just be the rough smoothing. Now there's a slight warp because the jig I used wasn't completely flat, so I'm going to have to do some trimming here and there. Anyway, next is the centerboard trunk, and so I've got all this stuff to do. and then the center board. So it's a nice little chart. So when all this stuff goes green, I'll click this down, and then I'll make these two green. You can't see them very well with the yellow. But, and then I get the stern knee, the stem, and the tiller. And I set these things originally for these really small periods of time, and it's just ridiculous. So everything's going to be late. I may catch up later, but this was more an attempt to put everything in that needed to be done in some kind of order, and then estimated times. As for anyone who's worked on a schedule, knows everything moves to the right. Yeah, I've got these ridiculous things. Install ballast in 4 days. Make deadwood and stern post in 3 days at the same time. So these are all these kind of things are, like I said, they're not really realistic, but it got everything in here. The bottom side complete. Why is that? Oh yes, that's yellow because, so I got a yellow dot. So I got this big thing here, fabricate bottom side, and anything that's in there that's yellow drives that to be yellow. So it's soon going to be red because all these things that are behind are going to go red. And then if I go into this, for example, let's do, if I go in here and look at the task properties, I can set the start date and end date, and as soon as date that shows, does it show in the timeline, what colors do I want, and then I can put edit notes in here. And what I'm going to do is just put in information, but just detailed information, which I haven't put in yet at all. But the most, as I said, the most important thing is if it's a full list of everything that needs to be done, and it has construction complete on the 31st of this year, which is freaking ridiculous. But you know, what the heck? It was it got all the stuff in there, and as I finish things, I check it off, and I can decide, do I want to do this first or that first? You know, it helps me prioritize things. If anybody's interested, this is was a free download, probably from the GNU library. I just downloaded it and installed it on my running Windows 10. And it's you know, it's not perfect, but it's useful. I mean, it's stuff. I haven't figured out how to make things automated. Like, I have to actually go in and change colors. Like if I have a top level collection of things, it's not linked to a case where if everything goes green, it doesn't automatically go green on the upper level.
Help about the shape I'm in. I can't sing, I ain't pretty, and my legs are thin. But don't ask me what I think of you. I might not give the answer that you want me to.